that wave is a good 15, 20 feet tall. Easy. Get in, get in, get in!
2 decades after the deadliest tsunami in modern history tore through Phuket, the beaches are bustling once again. On the surface, life seems to have returned to normal. Many of the tourists who flock to Phuket today would have no idea of the horrors that unfolded here 2 decades ago. But for those who lived through the tsunami, the memories remain vivid. Primprao Jitpantom and her husband Somchai fell in love with Phuket during their honeymoon and decided to make it their home.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Nice to meet you.
Lauren.
Yeah.
On the morning of December 26, 2004, they were setting off on a family diving trip with their 2 young sons, just 5 and 9 years old. When did you first realise that something was wrong?
Our diving teacher noticed that the water is very low, lower than normal. When we arrived here, they plan to take the boat to the beach, but he stopped the boat. He said that...
Wait. We said tsunami.
They said it's tsunami.
I don't know tsunami.
And you had your 2 little boys on board. What did you tell them?
แต่ตอนนั้นก็คือบอกลูกไว้ว่าถ้าเกิดอะไรขึ้นเนี่ยให้ลูกลอยคอไว้ลูกมีชูชีพแล้วอะค่ะไม่ต้องว่ายน้ำลอยคอไว้แล้วเดี๋ยวมีคนมาช่วยลูกเองป้าหม่ารักลูกนะก็บอกเขาอย่างนั้นก็คือตอนนั้นก็คือว่ามันไม่รู้ว่าจะตายหรือรอดเราเห็นสภาพเหตุการณ์แล้วเนี่ยเราไม่รู้ว่าเราจะเป็นหรือตาย
On a day of so much misfortune, a stroke of luck. The wave passed beneath their boat and a nearby Navy ship rushed to their rescue. That ship would become a makeshift hospital, and Dr. Somchai and his wife Primprao, a nurse, turned from survivors to first responders, tending to the injured and dying in the hours that followed.
Many people were injured by the wound, and many people have fracture problem. We try to move them carefully. On the ship, we try to do the primary treatment, give some injection, antibiotic, and some IV fluid.
IV fluid.
They still live in Phuket, caring for tourists and the local community at Dr. Somchai's private clinic. But the memory of that day and the haunting realisation of just how close they came to being among the dead has never left them.
I feel that we were lucky. Many things saved us, timing, and maybe this is the destiny that something saved us and give the chance to us to help other people.
The tsunami stands as the most devastating natural disaster in Thailand's history. It ravaged hundreds of coastal villages, completely wiping out 47, including popular tourist destinations. While most of the media was initially focused on Phuket, it was actually Khao Lak in Phang Nga province, a couple of hours north, that bore the brunt of the tsunami's destruction. So we're heading there to meet some of the survivors. My colleague Jum was a freelance producer at the time and one of the first journalists to make it to Khao Lak after the tsunami.
On the way from Phuket to Khao Lak, it was dark. There was mud everywhere. You could not see the road anymore. And when we driving past several resorts, I started to see some like dead body on the way. There were so many dead people. And when we arrived to a local hospital, it was so chaotic. They were full of badly injured people everywhere.
It was in Khao Lak where she met a woman named Wanlapa Hong Khao.
Nice to meet you. Can you show us where the house used to be?
It was on this site that Wanlapa's house once stood. On the morning the tsunami hit, she was working in a hotel. Her thoughts immediately turned to her two young daughters, who were spending the day here with her auntie and brother at home.
แต่ก็เป็นห่วงลูกโทรไปก็คือไม่ติดแล้วจะลงมาเขาก็บอกขึ้นมันมาอีกรอบต้องหนีจนเช้าของอีกวันถึงได้ลงไปหาลูกลงไปปุ๊บเขาบอกไม่มีแล้วอะไปที่บ้านก็ไม่มีแล้ว
In the chaotic hours and days that followed, she tried desperately to find them.
ไปหาก็ไม่เจอไปหาลูกเขาบอกว่าไม่หาตรงไหนก็ไม่เจอไปเจออีกทีหนึ่ง3 วันที่วัดไปเจอที่วัดบางม่วงน้องลูกคนเล็ก3 วันนี่คนโตก็ยังไม่เจอตัวนี้เขาบอกตรงไหนมีตรงไหนคล้ายก็ไปหมดแต่ไม่มีอ่ะที่ว่าที่เขาเก็บศพขึ้นมาไว้ที่ว่าไม่ใช่เฉพาะวัดเฉพาะจุดไปหมดที่เขาบอกว่าตรงนี้มีศพนั่นไปหมดก็ไม่เจอ
After the tragic loss of her daughters, Wanlapa longed to have another child, but was told her only option was IVF, which she couldn't afford. It was then that the reporter Jum was working with at the time made the unexpected offer to raise the funds needed for Wanlapa's IVF treatment.
I remember I was kind of surprised and shocked and felt like, no, you should not say that. I did not translate it at first because I felt he should not give her that hopes, right? At the end, I translated it that he wanted to raise a fund and give you money. I think it's about almost a year later, he called me and I said, hey, Jum, I already raised money for Wanlapa, about $7,000. Can you pass that money to her? I was like, what? Really?
Wanlapa began appointments at the fertility clinic in 2006. Just months later, she managed what her doctors had told her was impossible.
หมอบอกว่ามันไม่มีโอกาสที่ว่าจะท้องมันมีแค่ไม่ถึง1 ในล้านหมอบอกเพราะว่าหนูก็ไม่แข็งแรงแล้วเชื้อก็ตอนนั้นมันผิดปกติไม่ถึง1 ในล้านพอท้องปุ๊บหมอบอกว่าให้ชื่อฟุกหมอตั้งให้เลยชื่อฟุกต่างชาติเวลาไปที่นอร์เวย์
That 1 in a million baby Fluke is now a young man and Jum's godson.
I could not believe it. I was so surprised. I was so happy for her. I remember I almost cried, and I said, wow, this is so nice. After what she's been through, she lost 2 daughters and now she's pregnant with another baby. Yeah, so I was really, really happy for her. I could not believe that I'm still emotional as well, whenever I see them. I felt like this is one of the best story I ever did. Yeah, I feel really, really happy.
Since the tsunami, authorities have put up signs around telling people where to evacuate, and they've built structures like this so that people can get to higher ground. But back then, there were no warnings and nowhere to run.
Watana Sitirachot was just 12 years old on that fateful day. He was at a game centre playing with his friends when the wave struck.
On that time, 10:30, about 10:30, most of the people they're running out from the village. But I don't know what happened in that time. And after that, it's in 10 minutes, and I just walk out and see the people what happened. Some of the people they said the wave from the sea they came up to the land like a big wave.
After days of desperate searching, he learned that that big wave had taken his family and his home.
When the tsunami took everything from my life, they changed a lot. Make myself is to thinking about just 1 minute or 2 minutes change my life from tsunami. No home, no one to look after. The same to other children. That is really difficult.
With no family to take care of him, he stayed in a tent with dozens of other children whose families were killed by the tsunami.
That time, I'm still always cry, and when I meet other children, they're still same. Their feeling is very same because they lost their parent or father or mother. But that time is too difficult to get to move on. It's really difficult.
What was meant to be a temporary shelter for 70 tsunami children turned into a permanent organisation. Watana leads this very orphanage that became his home and family all those years ago.
I just would like them to have a good life, good education. When they leave from here, they should help each other. What I give to them, and they can give to each other when they leave from here, and stay like a happy family.
2 decades on, it's clear the tsunami's left a permanent mark on this place and all those who lived through it. But this is not just a story of tragedy and loss, but of survival, healing, and lifelong connection.